Hello and welcome to another Looking at Stuff video. Doing something a little different in this one. Oops. This figurine, diorama, was acquired by my wife from a giveaway on Facebook. And the thing is, there are a few things wrong with it. Well, for one, you don't really see all of it. Let me adjust slightly. Oh, great, so you can see more laundry. Let's see. Can we adjust? Oops. All right. That is the best we're gonna do. All right, so you have like some wolves up here on an outcropping. It looks like a rather dangerous outcropping. If I were a wolf, I probably wouldn't stand there to howl, but because that's what he's doing. Let's see. Look. And so there's like these happy little trees in the background, as Bob Ross would say. Some stumps, more wolves here, a wolf pup, an older wolf, some waterfalls in the background, and bears. So here's the problem with it. One is my wife does not particularly like bears. She has nothing against them, but she does not want them in the scene. So I pried this one loose, and because it was just glued in place. And believe it or not, I pried it off without any damage whatsoever. And then getting ready to make this video, I dropped him, and he broke his leg and his face. So, but it doesn't matter because we do not want the bear. So this is funny though. He did. Okay. This bear does not pry off because he is part of the base. And the other thing wrong is this little guy, little wolf pup, he goes in here, but he got unglued and his legs broke off. What's left of his legs are actually glued in place beside his brother here. Sounds a lot more macabre than it is. It's like, this is actually a diorama from a new Saw movie. So, so it's just this charming wilderness scene. One thing I found, also one other thing wrong with it is it was kind of just left sitting out for a long time in a house with cats. So there's like dust and hairballs all in it. Not the kind of hairballs you have to like scrub out, but gonna have to do a little cleaning. So that leaves me with a few things to do. One is convert this bear into something that's cooler than a bear. I can either do something with him or just leave him off. Glue him back into place, clean it up a little. And this is something I did not know until I started prepping for this video. It is actually a light of some kind. So this should be able to pop out. Oh boy. And we have extremely corroded batteries in there. So what I'm going to do, since I did not expect that, is I'm going to pause. To you, it will not seem like a pause because I'm going to hit the pause button, and then I'll be right back with more utensils. Oh, right. All right, I am back. That didn't take long, right? Lulz. Okay. So what did I get? isopropyl alcohol, a Q-tip, a brush. So, and, oops, and loud noise, sorry, and my wee screwdriver set. So, let's get some screwdrivers out. Trying to organize all these objects now, because I did not prepare this in advance. You know what? I forgot to get the glue, but I think that's right behind me, so you'll hear some chair scooting. I'm not even going to edit that out. This is all part of the magic. Okay, now that should be everything I need. Let's start with putting this here so I don't get any of this on my surface. I should be wearing gloves to even deal with this. Jeez. I don't want to touch anything with, I don't know if it's actually harmful to touch it, but I don't want to risk actually touching it. Yep, I am strictly a no battery acid kind of guy. Oh boy, it's monstrous. Dispose of this instantly. There's a trash can to my right. That's how I was able to do that. All right. Now, isopropyl time. So this is just to clean up the connectors, because they are heavily corroded. And that is really bad. Right, well. Oops, not even, it's still dry. I don't know how much more I want to mess with this. Well, I can only hope this is good enough because my patience for this is kind of worn out. I'm just ripping up a bit of this to I should be playing some Sisters of Mercy right now. This Corrosion. If you don't know what song that song is, that's okay. We're all learning, we're all discovering new things every day. Just go to YouTube and give that song a listen. It's pretty good. It's from the 80s. I think one of the things that I actually a massive pet peeve of mine is music snobbery. There's just so much music out there. So much. We're always learning and never heard of, and we have to, count on being introduced to it somehow. And especially younger people who won't have heard of, or at least may not have heard of, some of the songs from the 80s or 90s. I think being contemptuous of them for not knowing, Sisters of Mercy or Susie and the Banshees or, I don't know, Megadeth or whatever is just not a very helpful attitude. Or a more recent example is with the popularity of Kate Bush suddenly, thanks to Stranger Things, you're going to have a lot of people trying to shame younger viewers for learning of that song through Stranger Things, and I think that's foolish. I mean, we all learn of a song from somewhere at some point, and when we learn of it doesn't really have any significance. It's really about how we connect to that song and what it means to our lives. And anyway, I'm not going to go off on too much of a tangent, but something I just thought of and I wanted to mention it. I don't know how many young people actually watch my channel, but it's just something I'm very conscious of. I remember being a young guy myself and being made to feel, ashamed of not knowing things when I had no one around to teach me. And oh my gosh, this is so dusty. I think I'm probably going to have to, I'm just going to get the worst of it out of key spots, but I think I'm going to have to use the compressed air on this. In fact, that is compressed air is a not soothing sound in the least, but I'm going to go and give this thing a blow down, as we say, and I'll be right back. And voila, it has been given a blow down. I think there were parts of this I could actually see the color changing as I was spraying it, so I'm kind of glad I did not continue doing that on the kitchen table. Alright, well, so next, I've been thinking long and hard about what to do with this bear. I thought about trying to turn it into a bat, and so I'm going to use milliput for whatever I turn it into, superfine white. So what milliput is, it is an epoxy putty that kind of takes on, when it cures, takes about an hour. It takes on it mimics the properties of ceramic. So I originally bought this to repair some broken ceramic, but in this case I'm going to be using it to turn this bear into something. Why milliput? Well, back here I have my Sculpey, and with Sculpey I can make something to replace the bear here. But for this guy, I can't do that, because Sculpey gotta be baked. And I'm not giving Milliput any marijuana. Just kidding. It's because Sculpey has to be baked, right? So, and Milliput does not. You can just apply it onto something and it cures in like an hour. Also, I know my joke made no sense whatsoever, but so it'll cure and it'll be rigid without any heat, but Sculpey will need heat to become hot. Actually, first thing, let's just get this little wolf guy back in there. That is priority number one. Little wolf guy. Okay. Alright. Try not to get any of this on my fingers. That's priority number two. Here we go. Alright. Here, so you can see the little dudes. There you go, best friends again. Kind of like this sleeping wolf up here. It's Disney-esque. Okay. Now, cover back on, because I am a responsible gluer. Okay. Whoops. Just hit the camera with my milliput. So you want to see what milliput looks like. Just like the internet, it is a series of tubes. Okay. Oh, look, it's changing color. Oh my gosh. So I bought this just a year ago, and it was white. I do not understand what these weird colors are. It's just been sitting in my library. Makes me not want to touch it with my fingers, but I don't. I do not have any gloves, so we're just going to risk it. If my fingers burn off, I have evidence I can sue. So what you do is you take a even amount of this stuff and this stuff. I learned all of this stuff about milliput and things from the Craftsman. You guys ever heard of the Craftsman? He's on YouTube. He is not an ASMR guy. He does crafting and stuff, but anyway, he of course would be wearing some black nitrile gloves. But you know, I don't really know what I'm doing like him, so I'm just gonna go in here with my fingers out. And it feels like I probably needed more milliput than this, but maybe try to give this some texture. Try to make the bear look like rocks. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I didn't cover his butt. It's just one of those bear-shaped rocks that you always encounter in the wild. give it kind of a bit of a rocky texture so you don't think that's a bear. That rock looks suspiciously bear-like. You ever do that in the woods where you go out there and you forget to check to see if your rocks are actually bears in disguise? That's how they get you. So, anyway. I think maybe I should just do like a little bit more milliput on here. Stratification or something. I'm kind of mimicking this. I am making this up as I go. So if you're thinking, what is he doing? I don't know. Do not know. I'm trying things is what I'm doing. That's what I was doing wrong. I was making it too round. I was giving it an organic feel. That's fine. That hole can stay there. I think this is starting to look pretty rocky. It's starting to look so rocky, I'm afraid Apollo Creed might get up in here. Okay. Alright. So, anyway, that is this bear is now a rock. I am reasonably satisfied with that. I am, of course, going to have to paint it still. And I don't know, give it some textures. I don't know if that was... what else do I have that I can texture with? I don't know if I have anything here. Well, there's the other bear, but strongly do not want to do a bear textured, not bear. I want to kind of go for this texture here, but I don't have any of those around. Alright, well, this will have to do. You know, these rocks aren't especially textured elsewhere anyway. So, okay, so that'll just have to cure. I am going to go wash my hands, so you're getting paused again, I'm afraid. Alright, and the next step is to replace the other bear with something. And I got some Sculpey because I thought I'll make something. So my wife's favorite animal is bats. She just loves bats. And I thought I can just stick a bat there. and that would be pretty cool, but it doesn't really feel like something you'd see out in this scene. Another thing I thought of was turning these bears into some sort of monster, like giving them wings. But that also feels like it violates the scene. Another thing I thought of is this, taking this bat and just inserting him into the scene. This is from a Halloween deal we got, and as you can see, I had no trouble prying that loose. And I'd have to, and it doesn't fit the scene, but at the same time, I know she would like it. So, in order to make that happen, I do not want this platform visible. So that means more milliput. After just washing my hands, man, someone just poured out a whole glass of turpentine. I should say turpentine. I am totally flubbing my jokes today, but yeah, that's all right. We're doing something new here. So, and got this from this bat from or I should say, it was the cover of like a bottle that says like Scale of Dragon or something, and that came from the At Home store. They're a really good store. They're like seasonal. Well, they have all sorts of home decor, but they're really good at the seasonal stuff. And they have like Halloween stuff starts in July there. And since we are Halloween crazy, I guess, we've already been there and got this, and I just pinched that off the bottle. I think if she's not happy with that, we can always go back and get another one. It was not extraordinarily expensive. Some milliput on the bat. It's okay, it feels like he needs a little whitening to fit in with the scene. Yeah, give him some highlights. It's looking pretty cool, I think. Oops. There we go. Just about done. I think probably the rest can be done with making it look better with paint. But now I'll just do what I did before to make it look less organic and more rocky. looks a little better when it's painted. I might try to throw some green in spots to make it look a little tree-like. Here, make it look kind of plant-like here by stabbing. Stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. That is the most ASMR thing I've ever done. And then it's just saying stab, stab, stab. It's like, what so many of them do. Anyway. You know what? Good enough is what I'm going to say here. So, the last thing I want to do is put batteries in it and see the final result. But, alright. So I put some batteries in, and I thought, batteries would probably make it light up, and it turns out that is not the case. It does not light up, it plays music. Not very good music, so I'm kind of glad that I did that with the camera paused, because it was loud and would have blasted. Also, as you can see, I'm not happy with the bare rock, so kind of adding some additional cultural notes. Well, I guess that's about it. The last thing to do is paint it, and I don't think I can do that until it has cured. I don't know if it specifies. Once cured, can be painted. So I have to wait for it to cure, which means it will not happen on video. The good news is, I guess, that the batteries work. That it means I successfully cleaned the connections. But yeah, what am I getting at? Right, that's the end of the video. So if you like this one, well, I hope you like this one. If you did, like, subscribe, let me know what you think, etc., etc., and keep on looking at stuff.